Hi, Brady here. It's Jeff. Another one of these AI topics videos. I was thinking about some of the other areas that we could use artificial intelligence apps. The ones that are being used right now, kind of like ChatGPT, but think of it more. I'm thinking more of we had some industry ones that were more made for, private use that could be used in the private cloud. Matt can also talk maybe about public, if we had a public way of doing it too. So I'm thinking about telecom as an industry area because I've worked in telecom before, telecom networks. And yeah, I did that too. And I'm thinking about situations where something like Chat GPT or what do you want to call these, these different generative AI apps could do to kind of help us do some decision support system stuff. So what would happen if we wanted to think about like GSM as 2G, then 2.5G is GPRS, and 3G is Edge, and 4G and 5G, and because of different channels that the signals are go through some of these things, what would be, how would the signal go? So you could ask the system, what is the way that the signal, the audio signal will pass through a 2G GSM approach through this network to go from this call location to that call location right there on two different phones. Then how it would go through if it had to do with in 3G or 4G or 5G, even 2.5G and GPRS, if there's a number, what would be the optimal route? And then what would happen? Then you can ask the system, what would it do? And this is just a call. It's just making a call. What would be the optimal route? And then would be if on New Year's Eve that there's traffic jam, lots of messages, what would be kind of alternative routes that the audio signal could take between this location and that location? I'm thinking that would be kind of one type of way of using it. And that could be even public, even if all the information about the antennas and the location of the antennas and the location of the servers is public, then that's fine. Or what would be like if you were, and this could also help some of the kind of like second route, those that there are providers that loan their lines out to other providers, right? So if you're hiring a line or renting a line, then you want to know what would be the route that you do need to take, and especially if you're trying to route the signal to avoid roaming on, if the person said they don't want to do roaming, right? Or if they want to do roaming on their phone, you could use the ChatGPT or this kind of AI apps to actually tell you what would be the optimal routes and what would be the alternative routes. Those are kind of like a few examples. Some other types of things I was thinking about. Decisions, like another thing would be, what would be the case if such and such card inside of this antenna failed? What would be if this certain type of card failed, then what would be the route that the phone call would have to take? So then you're able to take some hypothetical things to determine routes. Again, this is just signal processing, where the signal is going from one place to another through the network. And remember, it's going through a cable network, and then going through a kind of an antenna wireless network, right? These are kind of a few examples. I'm just trying to think of some that I can talk about, right? Without indicating, any privacy stuff, so of previous employers. But I'm just thinking those would kind of be some interesting things. Having worked in decision support systems, this is what the people have to do, right? They have to find ways. They have to look at the data, and you can use all the data of previous phone calls, call drops, and all this kind of stuff, and you can analyze that, and you can use it to go ahead and to determine alternative routes. So these are some, these are just a few of the ideas. I don't want to go into all the details, but this should, it gives us a few ideas of how we could apply it to telecom. And I'll think about some other ones where I can apply it to.